Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Papaya Pod, a McLaren F1 podcast. I am your host, Jimmy, and once again, I've got another amazing guest lined up. I didn't know a great deal about this person before we started recording. I knew he was Dutch, I knew he was a massive McLaren fan, and I knew he was the founder of the McLaren Dutch Fans, which I believe is the first McLaren fan club ever in the world. That's pretty much all I knew about him. He told me before we started recording that he doesn't normally do this sort of thing, so it makes me even more appreciative that he's actually done this for us. Some of his stories were, all of his stories were incredible, genuinely blown away, dating back from the 70s right up till the current day. And I'm sure there's going to be many more along the way going forward as well. This was one of those where I could have just sat back and listened for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, as long as he possibly could have gone on. We could have done a much longer episode. We carried on talking for probably over half an hour after we stopped recording, and he was even telling me more stories then. So I wish I'd kept recording. We could have made a few more episodes out of this. But yeah, I can't thank him enough for coming on. Really hope you guys enjoy this as much as I did. Without further ado, it's Mr. Gerold Smits. Gerold, how are you doing?
Good. Busy time. Lot to do. Some races, some things around the Dutch McLaren fans. So it's a very busy time at the moment.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, and even more so because I know, like you say, how busy you've been. So it really does mean a lot. So thank you for giving me your time for this. We always start with the same question. And for those that don't know, Gerald's Dutch, lives in the Netherlands. Um, so this one is going to be really interesting. Why are you a McLaren fan?
I came over from Lotus when
Okay.
when Emerson Fittipaldi was driving for Lotus because of the colors. Young boy, John Player Special. There were two teams for me, John Player Special and Marlboro McLaren. And in 75, I went to my first race at Sanford, first Grand Prix, not my first race, there were a lot of small races. And James Hunt won that, the only one of Heskett. Next year he came to McLaren, yeah, and then the story starts. A long time ever McLaren fan.
So since 1975.
Yeah,
Wow. And all because of James Hunt.
yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Absolutely love that. So being a Dutch McLaren fan, how I don't know how to put this. Do you have love for Max Verstappen?
No,
Okay, there we go. We shut that down quite quick. There's,
it's the
there's...
only, and one of the only drivers I don't like.
Oh wow, okay. I wasn't expecting you to say that.
Yeah.
Being a fellow countryman, I thought there would be some sort of soft spot there.
A friend of mine brought me a few years ago some socks from the Max store as a joke. They are laying somewhere in the house, but the label is still on it. I don't put them on.
I thought you were going to say you lit a fire with them or something.
No, I can't do that because of him. But no,
Why do you dislike Max so much? Is it the rivalry thing? Is it just the way he races sometimes? Or
like we say in Holland, it's Verstappen. So father, so son. So no,
I
I
mean,
didn't
I
have something with the father and nothing with the son. Totally nothing.
yeah, that's crazy because I kind of assumed that the whole of the Netherlands was sort of not the whole, obviously, but the
Uh,
majority of the Netherlands were behind him.
we
Wow.
with a reasonable group of Dutch fans
Yeah.
who are really McLaren fans. I think we have now a close group, about 150 people. And around that, we are with a group of 250, 300 real McLaren fans in Holland.
Wow.
And a few years ago, they asked me back to do something for the Dutch McLaren fans. They came from the south of Holland, near where Max lived. There were no Max fans. And they asked me if I would join them to do something for the Dutch McLaren fans. And in that year, we watched the last Grand Prix of 2019. Was it 2000? Yeah, 2019 at the Dutch McLaren dealer in the showroom between McLarens, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and yeah, we were sitting there in the showroom watching the last Grand Prix
Wow.
with 25 Dutch fans.
And they were all McLaren fans, were they?
And we were all McLaren fans.
Wow, that's crazy. So when we're watching the Zandvoort Grand Prix, me back at home in the UK from my sofa, and we quite often joke about all the orange in the orange in the Dutch Grand Prix is papaya, and maybe that is the case for a lot of it.
Uh, I've been to the Dutch Grand Prix as a
Mm,
volunteer, and the Dutch Grand Prix is something different. It started, there was the fifth in the new era, and the highlight is not the motor racing. The highlight is the festival around.
right.
There were only the Porsche Super Cup, uh, the ladies, the and the Formula One,
The F1 Academy, the ladies.
the F1 Academy, and the program on the track started about 10:30. When I go to Spa, I have to hurry to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning because the program starts.
Yeah.
At 6 o'clock in the evening on Friday, the concert begins
Wow.
with, yeah, really international artists. Uh, no, I don't tell the names. It's only Dutch carnival music, that real, not my music. So before it started, I left the track, and yeah, it's a few years ago until 10 seconds before the start, there were only dancing and yelling people on the screens. I want to watch when I sitting on the track and I watch the big screens. I want to see what's happening on the grid.
Of course, you want to see the
Not
drivers, all the
the
mechanics.
grandstand.
Yeah. So it's safe to say that it's not one of your favorite Grand Prix.
No, but I have to go to it.
Of course. Is it far from where you live?
It's about 120 kilometers.
Okay, so not too bad.
So I stay near Amsterdam in a holiday home this time. And then it's 20 minutes to a parking space, and there's a shuttle bus for the volunteers,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's just in front of the track.
Was
But
this your first year volunteering this year?
no, that was my third year as volunteering
Oh, wow.
and my 16th Dutch Grand Prix.
That's insane.
I never missed one since 75.
That is insane. That's support right there, right?
And I'm an all-round volunteer. When someone gets sick, who is do the ticketing at a grandstand, then we jump in. So they can put us everywhere. So we got permission to come almost everywhere, except the paddock and the pit lane. But I could get backstage when the drivers were there. I didn't do it this year. Last year I didn't. And Alonso signed my book.
Oh wow,
Yeah, you meet a lot of people,
I can
walk
imagine.
around. On Friday, they didn't have a job for me. So I told them, okay, I know a job for me. Oh, yes, I'm going to make pictures of all the volunteers around the track. Okay, do you have a camera with you? I looked at him. Do I have a camera with me? What do you think? But it's at the Dutch Grand Prix, it's forbidden to bring a camera where you can take off the lens. And you can't bring a big tailor lens with you.
Yeah, I
Uh,
heard you talk about this on the McLaren's Fans podcast last year.
so the first day, I was a bit angry. Yeah, thought, how secure are they? Because we take a different entrance and they don't check our bags.
Right.
So yeah, I did bring a small lens with me, and a lot of people around the track recognize my lens.
Oh, amazing. So if you're not watching on YouTube and you're only listening, on the lens of the camera, there's a McLaren sticker. Papaya and blue, McLaren. Amazing. I'd imagine that stands out a bit, right?
Yeah, so I was lucky in the most unlucky period of the race.
Yes.
There was a journalist from a newspaper here in the city who was coming to the track. I never met her. And oh, I come to you. I'm off in the afternoon. I only have to work in the morning. In the afternoon, I was free and was sitting in the dunes beside her. And in front of me, my camera was in the back was closed. We saw Lando coming. We saw the smoke. My bag was open, and before Lando was standing still, that was about 75 meters in front of me. I made pictures of him with my camera,
So that
and
that must have been very mixed emotions because one, you're
yeah,
getting some great shots, but two, as a McLaren fan, it was
yeah,
heartbreak.
yeah. That's yeah.
How was it being so close to witnessing that? Because I mean, I was nearly in tears back home watching it on my sofa. So to be that close and seeing that and seeing how upset obviously Lando was at the time must have been quite difficult.
I couldn't call much. I would love to express my emotions,
Mm.
but I was around me were a few Max fans, and they were having fun.
So that the Max fans were enjoying Lando being out, I guess.
Yeah,
That's interesting because I saw a video after where a lot of the Dutch fans were singing Lando's name, sort of as he
it
was
was
walking
on
away.
a different grandstand after he went out of his car. Yeah, yeah, but it's always difficult at Sanford. The year
Mm.
before, everybody was yelling when Max passed Lando in the first corner.
Yeah.
After a few laps, Lando passed Max, and it was so quiet on the grandstands. Oh, it was so nice.
It's amazing to hear this from someone who's Dutch. It's great. Don't get me wrong, it's fantastic, but it's so weird because I wasn't expecting you to really have that dislike for Max.
In 21, when Max won his first championship. We were sitting at uh, in a hall with sim racing seats. There are three parts of sim racing seats. There are totally 60 sims, and you can race a complete race with all the drivers and everything.
Oh, wow.
We were sitting there with 35 McLaren fans,
Really?
between 300 Max fans. At the end of the race, some of us were crying because Max went champion.
Wow.
All around us had a party, and on our tables it was quiet.
So the 350, I would imagine they sort of homed in on you guys, right?
There were a few, and they didn't understand us.
Hmm.
Uh, in the first few years, when we told something about Max, about his attitude, about his driving style, something, uh, the reactions weren't not always nice at social media.
Yeah.
And sometimes it went so far that my wife said, now stop it. And
Yeah.
then you are happy that they don't know where you live.
It got that serious.
Yes,
Oh,
that's it.
wow. That's scary, isn't it? Just from a sport,
Yeah.
ultimately, I know, listen, it's a sport we absolutely love, and you obviously absolutely live and breathe it, but um, it should never get that serious between rival fans. That's just, yeah, it is sad to hear that actually. But,
And
well,
then you are happy that you're with a big group in Holland and all over the world that where you can talk with on a different way.
yeah,
Show your emotions, and yeah, we have now watched the race with our group 5 or 6 times, a different race. And yeah, you are with a close group, and
yeah,
everybody knows how it feels. Uh, Once it was too long ago that we came together. So with a small group from 7 or 8 came to my home and watched that race. Last year we should watch the last race together, but I wasn't at home. I was at MTC, and
you were there for the final race last year.
yes,
I didn't realize you were there as well. I know there was a group of people there. I didn't realize you were one of them.
we were with I think 11 Papaya members.
Wow.
Janice was there from China, came over for 2 days. She arrived on Saturday evening around 7:30, and on Sunday at 8 in the evening, she had to fly back to China.
No.
Yeah, that are the Papaya fans, the Papaya members.
Wow.
They are crazy. Andy Webb, you know Andy?
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. In 2020, he was on a holiday in Australia. We were invited for the launch. He came over in his holiday back to the UK for the launch, stayed a few days in the UK, and went back together with a few other fans, Papaya members from Australia. Uh, China wasn't there because of Corona. The guy out Poland was there. I was there with the other Dutch Papaya member. Uh, Philippe was from Greece. I don't know. He wasn't there. So, yeah.
Wow. I remember hearing that story about Andy coming back from Australia. Can't remember who told me now, but yeah, I remember hearing that. That's crazy. I had no idea you were there. That's awesome. How many times have you been to the MTC?
To the MTC or to McLaren.
Well, yeah, good point. Okay, let's go with two McLaren. Yeah.
To McLaren 14 times.
14.
Yes.
Wow.
My first time was on 17 David Road
Right.
in 79.
Wow.
I was 17 years old, went completely on my own to the UK. The only thing I was forgotten when I was at McLaren to book a hotel for the night, but that came all right. Okay. And uh, then I was there in 81 together with a friend of mine. We uh, we were at Silverstone for the race. It was on Saturday. In that period, it was on Saturday. So on Sunday morning, we left Silverstone, but we didn't have any food. So we talked with a few guys in a tent beside us who came from Ireland, and they left us some bread and some milk in front of the tent. They were already left when we woke up. And then we left to Colnbrook, 17 David Road, because I didn't know they were moving. So on Monday morning around 10 o'clock, we arrived in Colnbrook. They told us they just moved, go to Woking to Boundary Road. Okay. So we went to Chertsey, put on our tent on the camping site, then went to Woking, and on Monday at 1 p.m. we arrived in Woking. So we knocked on the door, came in, told them who I was. Oh, welcome, welcome, this and that. How are you here? Yeah, on our bike. On your bike? On your motorbike or a push bike? I never heard from the term push bike. Never. But it didn't have a motor, so yes, on a push bike. One
And
of
of
the
course, you're
mechanics,
Dutch, right? You love push bikes in
one
Dutch
of the
in
mechanics went
Netherlands.
outside, looked, he came in. There are standing two push bikes. They are on the bike. So we came in 1.5 days from Silverstone on our bikes to Woking.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. And then in 82, I was there together with my wife, also on the bike, because I didn't have a driving license. And in 83, we were there just before the race at Silverstone. And yeah, that was a completely different story.
Does
At
your
that time,
sorry, I was
Ikram Sammy was working, yeah, in that time we call it
yeah.
public relations man of McLaren. There was only one person who did everything, and he had asked me to join him. But my wife wouldn't come to the UK. Then he offered her a job in the hospitality unit. No, said I don't go to the UK. So we canceled the job.
No.
Yes. I didn't, never had a study in public relations or everything. I was a sergeant in the army as a
Oh,
mechanic.
wow.
And I think from 81 till 86, 87, I did most of public relations for McLaren around the heritage. If someone in the world sent a letter to McLaren with questions about the heritage of McLaren. Ikram Semi took a letter, a standard letter with my address in it, and sent it back.
Wow.
So I was in that period very close with the team. And yeah, then there came children, busy, very busy job at lots of exercises in the army. So I was more gone as at home. So I had to stop with it and I picked it up around 2008, 2009 again.
Wow.
Watch it all the time, but sometimes I had my own races and then, yeah, had to watch it in the evening.
Wow. So is your wife a Formula One fan as well, or
No,
no?
no. She went to the races in the early 80s. She went with me to Brands, to Spa in 83, but only on the race day. On the practice day, she stayed at the tent. The practice day, you don't have anything when you are with me, going with me to a track, and it's on the practice day. Don't do that. It's not nice. No, I don't have time for you because I want to make pictures. I'm busy with all the things around it. Certainly in that time you could buy a paddock card.
Yeah.
And when I was in the paddock, I was in the pit. So at Spa in 83, I came to the paddock and put my camera bag and my other case with stuff in the corner of the pit box at McLaren and walk around with at the team
It's unbelievable.
and could make from all the drivers the pictures in the pit box. I got pictures in the pit lane, sitting in the middle of the pit lane. One of the stewards threw me out of the pit box because I didn't have a ticket. And
I mean, could you imagine doing that now? They wouldn't allow it, would they? It just wouldn't
no,
happen.
no.
Different times.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Uh, at Branch, I was outside the paddock and meeting one of the mechanics. Hey, Gerold, come, let's go. So we went through the tunnel to the pit lane. And one of the guards, where's his pass? He's with me, come on. Uh, no, he's with me, come on. And we went through.
Wow.
Uh, at Sanford on the Grand Prix in 85, on Thursday, I was sitting on the ground. First, I came to the track, and it was forbidden to go to the track on that Thursday. No fans allowed. So I came at the entrance. They said, can I walk through? Oh, we see you're from Marlborough. You can walk through. I had the same shirt as the McLaren team. They gave it me and when we were at the factory in 82. So I walked through, sitting on the grandstand. And when the mechanics arrived in the pit box, I waved to them. And one of the mechanics jumped over the guard and over the track to the grandstand. Oh, how are you? You have to wait. I don't have my ticket yet. Dus he didn't have his pass from the FOCA. So he went back 10 minutes later, jumped over, walked over the track, gave his ticket through the gates to me, walk around. Hello, I'm in.
Wow.
Yeah, that was on Thursday. Uh, on Saturday, I borrowed a press card from a friend of mine. He had won a press card, but there were big letters on it, no entrance to the pits. So when I was standing in the pit lane, at the end of the pit lane, one of the stewards saw me and he knew he never has a ticket. We
Mhm.
can't get him, but he never has a ticket for the pit lane. So I have to go. I have to go to the paddock because when he takes it, I have to bring it back this evening. So I turned myself to go get out of the pit lane into the paddock. Then someone came in front of me, put his hand to me. Hello, how are you? Come, let's go to the team. Never forget these words.
I know who you're going to say.
Nobody asks for a ticket when you walk with Nicky through the pit lane to the team. It was Nicky Lauda who came to me. And yeah,
How did you feel in that moment? Nicky Lauda.
I was happy to see him again.
But the fact that he's come to you, he's
Yeah.
recognized you, and he's come to basically get you in back into the pits.
Yeah, but we had more fun. It was not the
Mm.
first time in '83 at Spa, uh, there was a photographer. He came, Nicky was sitting in his car in the pit box, watching the monitor for the times of the other drivers. It was the second practice on Saturday. I was standing in a corner of the pit box. He came in, walks to the car. I want to make a picture of Nicky. And Nicky turned his head, so he only saw the side of the helmet, the back side of the helmet. He walked around the car to the other side, and Nicky turned his back again to him and called a mechanic. He wanted to walk to the other side. The mechanic grabbed him on the shoulder and threw him out of the pit box. At that moment, Nicky sees me standing in the corner of the pit box. He waved to me, come, take pictures. I took my camera, put my arms on his front wheel and making pictures of me. The photographer didn't like that.
No, I bet. Wow.
That kind of stuff. Standing in the back of the truck at Sanford. I just came from the press room. How did I get in? I don't know. I just walked in. Get all the results of the practice of the morning and standing there because they were checking the pit lane on tickets. So I jumped into the truck. They don't check the truck. And at that moment, someone comes to me. Can I watch it with you? And Nicky comes beside me and we together watch the practice times of the race
With Nicky Lauda.
with Nicky Lauda.
I can't even get my head around that, how surreal that must have been. I know you met him before and stuff, but even so, that must just be like you must sit there and think, how is this happening?
Yeah, but it's everything is coming on the right time. It was a
Mm.
crazy time. In '82, we went to 4 Grand Prix. Uh, totally different as now. When you went to the UK to Silverstone, it was a big trip for us. We came back on Friday from Silverstone, and on Tuesday the next week we went to Hockenheim, and then on the Sunday evening late you came back, and then you went to the tire testing at Zandvoort and to the Grand Prix at Zandvoort, Belgium, to the race. This was, yeah. And on Monday evening after the race, I hang on the telephone calling with McLaren, with Ikrem Sami about what happened, what's in the newspapers in Holland, what is true, what is not true. And then when there were things who weren't right in the papers, I have to call the paper and say from, hey, that's not true. That's not okay.
Wow. So you had quite an important role to play for the team.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But it didn't feel like that. It was normal. It was just, yeah.
That's so insane. Amazing. Amazing. I didn't know about that. That's incredible stories. Yeah. Wow. Wow. You were over actually only last week. Over in the UK, I believe it was last week anyway. For another visit to the MTC for the
Yeah,
14th time at McLaren. Um, th- is it still just, I mean, how many times have you actually been to the MTC as we know it now?
that was my 10th visit.
10th. Wow. So is it still as special as your first and second visit? Is do you still get the same feels when you go in there now, or is it a bit
Yes,
more normalized?
every time you visit MTC, it's special. Uh, every time there is a different reason.
Right.
Uh, Last year with the last Grand Prix, yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Before the race, I talked to Reese Buckingham, and he is head of marketing. He said, Reese, isn't it time that we come to the MTC again for a tour with the Dutch and Belgian fans? Yeah, that's okay. Send me in 2 months a mail and we arrange it. And it's okay. That's all. So we came over with 3 people who organize it. We should come with 15 fans, but for personal reason, one couldn't come at the last moment. So we came with 17 people to visit MTC again.
Wow.
And when you see the faces, and when we arrive, I don't watch the people of McLaren. I watch at the people who come with us, and yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, especially for those ones that had never been there before, right? Yeah. It's an amazing place. Amazing, amazing place. It's just so surreal when you walk in there. And it's not knowing what to expect. Obviously different for you now. You know exactly what to expect. But yeah, for those
No,
guys.
we had a completely different tour now.
Oh,
We
really?
Yeah, we were at the part where the gearboxes were assembled,
Oh, okay.
and we had a chat with one of the mechanics talking about how it assembled and what happened with an accident on the back, which part stays. And that was the gearbox for 2026.
Oh, wow. So you've
I have
already seen that
I
gearbox.
have touched a part of the 2026 car.
Wow. Hopefully the winning car.
Yeah. And so every time is different.
Mm,
Every time MTC changes.
yeah,
The heritage department is much bigger now as a few years ago.
right.
The carbon department is gone and is to another part of Woking,
Mm,
the old factory, and much bigger.
yeah,
So the factory is different every time. Uh, the people who give you the tour are different.
yeah,
So you have a different tour. The people who are there, uh, mostly it are the same, but there are some who changing, some some don't know. So yeah,
amazing. It's great that they do it as well. Well deserved, clearly, but yeah, it's amazing that they do it. They are a great team, that's for sure, and they're brilliant with the fans and the interaction and stuff, which we say most episodes. I think we touched on that, how good the team is. Yeah, that's amazing, absolutely fantastic. Did you solely last week? Did you solely come over just to? I know you watched the race, I think, in Woking. I think with Simon. I think Simon was there with you guys.
Simon was there, and you
I
were there.
wish if I had my kids last weekend, if I didn't have had my kids, I would have got in contact with someone and tried to have come up with you guys to meet you all. But unfortunately, I couldn't last weekend, which was a shame. But did you come over just to obviously go to the MTC again, or was there other things you sort of had planned while you were
No,
over?
only for the MTC.
Wow.
We arranged everything in the way that we could watch the race, so that we were in time in Woking to watch the race. Uh, we had two plans. The first plan was watch it in a pub,
Yep.
but which pub? And yeah, that's different. So one of the organizers arranged a pub and the hotel where we stayed. And as backup, we had Mercedes World to watch it at the race at Mercedes World
Okay.
with a group of McLaren fans.
Wow. Yeah. Amazing.
So after we been to MTC, we had lunch at Mercedes World and then left back, went back. And what time? 11 o'clock in the evening, Dutch time. So 12 o'clock UK time, I was at home.
That's unbelievable.
And the next day at 9, I had to start. No, at 8:30, I had to be on my work. And it's almost 2 hours drive to my work in the morning.
Oh, wow.
So I was always early gone.
Wow, that's insane. I guess you could have done with some of these Lando Norris monsters to maybe wake you up a bit.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but we
Wow.
did all kind of yeah, crazy things.
I mean, your wife must think you're crazy, right?
No, no. She it's in 2019, in 2018 I got my Papaya membership and I told them if I come to McLaren together with my wife, and please let it do at the end of this year, I give you all the pictures I have from the early 80s, who I scanned in, the color slides, the black and white, and we talk about 450, 500, 500 pictures
Wow.
in and around the paddock, only from McLaren, and give you all these pictures. It wasn't possible at the end of the year. That would be great because that was the year. It was 35 years ago that my wife came for the last time to the McLaren factory. And it was our 35th anniversary from our wedding.
Wow.
Then in 2019, the Papaya members were invited for the launch. And we should be there not on Valentine's Day, but the evening before in the hotel, together with your wife or a friend. So on that evening, they picked us up at the hotel at Double Tree, and we went to the factory. And the only thing we thought we going there for a snack, something to drink, something to eat, have a chat. And we went to the theater. They sent a few, a small video who would be on internet the next day early in the morning. And then at the end of the video, okay, put all your drinks away. We go upstairs for the launch of the new car. And we looked to each other. Eh, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow is the launch for the whole world. How can we go to the launch of the new car? So we put away our drinks. We went up to the room with a big circle on it, and in the middle we were sitting around, and in the middle was standing the new car covered with a blanket. And then Chris asked us, I think there are two of you who want to take off the cover of the car. And then you're a little child again. Everybody, yeah, 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 me. No, they said. We asked two other guys. The door went open.
Oh, I know. Oh,
Carlos and Lando came in the race overall. And it was the rehearsal for the real launch. So the questions were totally different. There were some jokes, some smiles. And then we had to make a group photo. But we don't touch the car. Please don't touch the car. So we were sitting around. So the cameraman a little bit closer, but we all standing against the car. And then Carlos said, I want to make a selfie with you. Come, closer, closer. As we were hanging over the car, he took Lando by at his arm. Come on. And he made the selfie. We still have the picture somewhere on my computer. And it's then we went again for a drink. And as promised, I gave Rob Doon was at the time. I gave him the stick. I got here are all the pictures that I promised you. But I have here two things more. I've got the first three fan club magazines from 79 and 1980 and some other stuff. So he said, don't you want to keep it to yourself? I said, no. With me, it's lying on a ceiling. It has to be in the archives of McLaren. Oh, wait, he told me. He went away. He came back with the big guy, the PR man from the right side of Zach Brown in that time.
yeah.
He watched the things. He watched the magazines. Where do you get these? Yeah, I made them. Oh, amazing, amazing. Can we do an interview with you tomorrow? I said, oh, no. And the next time they did an interview with me at MTC.
Wow.
And in that summer, I was there with John Watson and my wife for a private tour because he wrote the foreword of my book. And yeah,
Wow.
lots of, yeah. We have so many memories with that team. And after the interview, my wife was standing on the side and there was a tear on her face. And Veronica, who was working there, she said, is something wrong? No, she said. We are back at the family.
Wow.
She is totally different into Formula One as me. But she's always backing me up. When we organize something, like last week, one of the girls who came with us lived about 2 hours drive from my house in the north. So it's no problem. Come to us, stay at us, sleep with us. So then you can get the next day with the group to MTC and that kind of things.
So you've
He
got
is he is part of the McLaren family, but he doesn't watch the races.
that's amazing.
McLaren Papaya family is more than just Formula One fans.
Yeah, that's amazing. Absolutely brilliant. You've got a very good woman in your life there. Amazing. Yeah. Wow. That's incredible for someone to get it like that as well, who, like you say, is not particularly into Formula One, but it's still, even just going there still meant so much to her and stuff. And yeah, she gets behind you. Amazing, amazing stuff. Kudos to her. Absolutely. Um, God, I feel like that would have been the perfect place to end it. But a couple of other things before we go. It's another one of those I could talk to you for hours. Um, especially with stories like that. Wow, that's hit me, that one. One of my questions was going to be, I'm assuming you've got quite a lot of McLaren stuff, some memorabilia, and I always sort of ask people what's their favourite piece of McLaren memorabilia that they own.
It's a painting in my living room.
Okay.
There is a painting hanging in my living room. I asked a painter in Brazil who made it. I sent him the picture. It's a picture of Nicky sitting in his car in the pit lane in 1984 at Zandvoort, and all the bodywork is off, and he's looking straight in my camera. And it's a painting, yeah, this side,
Pretty big.
pretty big. It was hanging in my living room, and last year we moved to this house, and the first thing my wife said I said, where do we hang that picture? In the living room was the first thing she said. That has to be.
Wow. Wow. You've definitely got a good woman there.
A few months ago, uh, they were here from Viaplay. You heard from Viaplay?
No.
No, Viaplay is like you have Sky. We
Oh,
have Viaplay.
okay. Right.
I never watch it. I always watch F1 TV, and they got a program they called Vroom. It's on a Friday evening, and it's all about the race from that weekend.
Yep.
So we went for a walk with my grandchildren in the car, and my phone rang. Yeah, with Viaplay. Oh no, they want me that I watch Viaplay. I don't want Viaplay. Oh, are you Gerold Smits? Yeah, you're from the Dutch McLaren Fans. Yeah. Uh, is it okay when Rob Campus, he's the presenter of the program, if he's coming to you to interview you for in the program? Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah, no problem. They came into my house. They came into the living room. They were standing in front of the painting, and both of them were, wow. So yeah, that is my most because of it, because it's Nicky. I got a
Uh,
lot of things, got a lot of stuff. Yeah, I have here the Monaco poster signed by Lando. I have there a part of the F1 from Alonso. Uh, yeah, I've got a cabinet full with models and books.
wow.
But that painting, that's
And it's from your photo, you said. You actually took the
yeah,
original picture. So obviously that means a lot more as well, I guess, because it's a lot more personal to you.
yeah. It's one of the pictures who's also in my book.
Wow.
So
Wow. Amazing. Wow. One of my other questions is who's your all-time favorite driver? And when we started this conversation, I was expecting you to say James Hunt because that was what originally got you into McLaren. But I'm starting to feel that it might be Nicky Lauda now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nicky comes first, and then comes John Watson.
Okay. Wow.
But that's because we have a personal touch together.
Yeah. That must have been just so special.
Yeah, it never ends.
Mm.
Every year gets crazier. I thought it's when I stopped in 86, 87, I thought it's over. And then McLaren came with their own fan club where you could get a member of the McLaren fans. And when I got a mail to buy tickets for the Employees Day in 2010, was it 2010? 2013, I think. No, 2013. My wife said, go. So I went only for one day up and down for that Employees Day. I met there Neil Trundle. Uh, he is one of the reasons I made a book. And I've been there in 2017 to watch the Brazilian Grand Prix. We bought tickets. We get the mail, and my wife said, go, take that chance. I should go alone. Afterwards, my car was full. We were with four people, and I never met the other four, the other three, never
Wow.
before. There was another car also with four people, never met them. We had big fun. We went to Brooklyn, we went to Mercedes World, we went to the MTC, one big party. Still contact with them. And when you go on that kind of journeys, it's for life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah,
All through supporting a Formula One team. It's incredible, isn't it?
yeah. But that's totally different if you got, I think, 80%, maybe 70% of the Max fans
Mm,
don't have that feeling.
no. No, I think with McLaren, I always say it really does feel like it's a family unit. Every sort of all the fans, the team obviously get into, like I said, they interact really well with the fans. It is just a really special bond, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah.
And hearing your stories, I mean, just, yeah, proves that point even more so. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Um, I want to keep talking to you. I really do. I could forever, but I always end with the same question, and this one's going to be really interesting. What is your favorite all-time Formula One moment? Goodness me, there could be hundreds, I would imagine.
There are there are a few. Uh, One of them is it's not my favorite because it was very difficult. It hurts still. And at the back is hanging a poster from that moment, from that race. It's was my third Grand Prix, 76, Nürburgring. And when we standing along the track on the backside of the pit, the cars came through. and then it stopped, and we looked back, and there was smoke in the forest. That is a moment you never forget.
Yeah.
And the winning of Watson at Silverstone, that was a great moment. Standing on the track around the car, yeah, that's that kind of moments. But there are so many. It's so difficult to say because we have in '94, I did everything away. All my memorabilia, I gave it away.
Wow.
And we talk about
Do you regret that now?
no,
No, that's nice.
I think there were about 18, 19 signatures of all the drivers of the early 80s. I met them
Wow.
all. I talked to them all. I interviewed Emerson Fittipaldi, Alan Prost. I met Senna, Mario Andretti. I had a chat with Frank Williams walking behind the pit boxes at Silverstone. He came to me to ask who I was. Uh, Name it, and I met them. It was a crazy period, and there are so many good moments. Uh, Most of it small things. When you come to the pit from the paddock at Silverstone, and I talk this was '83, and the mechanic is coming. I can't give you my card because there's a picture on it. And the guard is turning around. You're Smits from Holland? Oh, come through. Ron Dennis managed it. Yeah, there
Wow.
are small things, but there are memories who are with you.
Yeah.
And these memories are more important than everything. The
Mm,
first launch was fantastic. The tour with Watson, the party with Mika, the press conference in the Hilton in Holland with lunching with the director of the Dutch track and from Marlboro, sitting there lunching. Yeah, that kind of things. There are so many memories, so many. It's not one thing.
amazing. I'm glad you mentioned Mika because we nearly got through the whole episode, possibly for the first time without mentioning him because he's my all-time favorite driver. So yeah, I'm glad you managed to squeeze Mika Hakkinen in there as well. That's made my evening. Amazing, Gerald. Honestly, you've had a hell of a journey, and thank you for sharing it. It really does mean a lot that you've shared all your personal experiences. It's quite incredible, actually. I didn't know a lot about you before we started this, and I didn't really know where we were going to go. I knew you would have a few great stories, but I certainly wasn't expecting all of that. So thank you. It's amazing. Honestly, I'm blown away by your story. Seriously. So thank you
Yeah,
so much.
it still carry on. Yesterday evening, we were at Race Square. That's the same place where we watched the race in 21, where I told you with Sims all. We were invited by Logitech,
Oh, see, we didn't even touch on that. That's what I wanted to speak to you about as well. Yeah.
and we were there with a little bit more than 30 McLaren fans between all uh, sim racers, gamers, everything were around us. We were there about 100 people.
Wow.
And when you see on the screen uh, pictures of MTC with the people you were there the week before and they watch it and they're still amazed. But also
Yeah.
the people who were there in 22 with us, because this was our second time we went with a big group from Holland to MTC. And maybe we're gonna do it every year. I have to ask Reese and Annie. But yeah,
Well, next time you're over, I'm going to do my very best to come up and have a beer with you. It'd be amazing to meet you all. So I'm going to have to try and plan that in. Um, yeah, we didn't even touch on the Logitech event. Yes, look, you were invited to yesterday. That must have been pretty special as well. For those that haven't seen, Logitech are doing a collab with McLaren, and they've created this. It looks incredible.
Yeah,
Uh, Simulator seat and setup and etc. Obviously, all McLaren based. I would love to get one. I can't imagine how pricey they're going to be, so it's probably unlikely. Plus, it might take my my other half some convincing to
you've
where we're
seen the
going to put
headset.
that. The
You have
headset
seen
as
the,
well.
you know the price of the headset?
I believe it's like £360.
Yeah, 429 euros.
There we go. That's the only
But
price I've seen, the headset.
I had a chat with one of the guys and I offered a discount of 15%. So
15% is quite a lot off of that figure, mind.
yeah, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we kind of knew it wasn't going to be cheap, but it does look incredible, that's for sure. I'll have to keep doing the lottery, and if it comes in, I'll treat myself. Gerold, thank you again so much. Honestly, it means so much that you've done this for us. Really appreciate it.
it's
Thank you.
okay.
Guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. That was incredible. I've been Jimmy. That's been Gerold. This has been the Papaya Pod. And until next time, never stop racing.